everyone. It's Melanie here at the Halton Hills Chamber of Commerce, and I'm so excited to be joined by a longtime chamber member today, Lisa Brading at Links2Care. Lisa, how are you today?
I am very well, Melanie. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
So I'm happy to talk to you today because I think Links2Care is one of those organizations that everyone hears about in Georgetown or Halton Hills, but they're not really sure what
Mm,
is it. So
yes.
maybe you could take a couple of minutes here and tell us about all of the various different programs you have, and what kind of support you're hoping for from the community.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. Thanks, Melanie, for the opportunity. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Links to Care has been in the Halton Hills community for over 40 years.
Oh, wow.
And yes, a very long time. And we are known throughout all of Halton Hills. We have a wonderful support from the Halton Hills community. But often what people don't know is the range of programs and services that we operate in Halton Hills. So Links to Care is a not-for-profit community support organization that offers health and social care programs throughout Georgetown, Acton, and all surrounding communities.
And so when people you say social care, so maybe you could give me some example. I see your name out in the community. You and I just chatted about your senior visit program. So tell us some key highlights that if people wanted to learn more about your organization, that they know what it is that the
Yeah,
work you do.
yeah, absolutely. So we really have three buckets of care or programs and services that we provide. The first one is for seniors. And so those really are programs such as personal care, so PSW support, home
Oh.
help, a home maintenance and repair program. We have Meals on Wheels programs throughout the community, congregate dining are
Hmm.
just a few examples. Then we have our children's programs, and we actually operate early on child and family centers in both Georgetown and Acton, as well as we operate two school-age sites at Park Public School and Joseph Gibbons Public School.
I didn't
A
know
lot of
that you
people.
guys did that early on. I brought my kids to those. I loved those centers. They were
Yeah, we do
amazing.
early on. Yeah, we are the organization that's the lead for the programs here in Halton Hills. And then we have our community support programs, and those often are what we're best known for. So those are our holiday hamper program, our
Right.
holiday giving program, our backpack program. Right now, we're really busy with our income tax clinic as well. We have in our community hubs, we have access to food. We have through our navigation services, navigators that can help people that are at risk of being homeless or are homeless. So
Mhm.
just a lot of those general programs that assist people in the community through our community support program.
So, Lisa, how do you get funding as a not-for-profit? Is there government funding that comes your way, or is it grants? Do you take donations?
All of those.
Yes. Yeah, you're like, yes.
So our main funding is through Ontario Health, and those are
Hmm.
for really our seniors programs.
Hmm.
And then Halton Region is a fabulous partner with us, and they fund a number of our programs, including our early on programs. And then we do write grants. We do have some programs. A lot of our community support programs are not funded. So our
Hmm.
holiday giving program, we absolutely rely on donations
Hmm.
and sponsors to assist us with that program, similar with our backpack program. And so we rely on donations, and where there's gaps, we do write grants and apply for money through different grant opportunities as well.
So it sounds like there's a lot going on. And I would imagine that, in a time where the world feels a little bit on fire and a little bit uncertain, are you finding there's a greater need in our community for certain services?
Absolutely. We're definitely finding that. Most recently, our holiday giving program that happened back at Christmas in December, we had about 30% more
Oh, wow.
applications come in. And so we supported over 500 adults, seniors, and children in the community through the holiday giving program. We also found the same back last September with our backpack program. We were up 30% there as well. So there's absolutely more of a need
Right.
throughout the community for
Mhm.
assistance. People
So
are
the
finding it
backpacks
tough.
would be what, school supplies, that type of
Yeah,
thing.
school. So it's a backpack filled with school supplies geared towards the child's grade level.
Oh, great. Okay. And then the hamper program for seniors and children, is it necessities? Is it gifting? Is it food?
So we try and stay away from food because we have some great partners already, Georgetown Bread Basket and Acton Food Share, that
Hmm.
support people in the community with that. So we really do concentrate on more of those necessities. So we're looking for things such as pajamas, maybe
Hmm.
socks, hats, gloves. But I have to say, the again, Halton Hills community is really generous. So we
Hmm.
often do get some toys added in and some other fun items for both the children and the seniors as well.
Well, and I think it's interesting that you take applications. So, because I know a lot of people are worried about, unfortunately, abuse of the system, but it sounds like you vet your
We
applicants,
do. Yes.
and that so that you can be that trusted hub and resource that people can feel comfortable donating to.
Absolutely. They are vetted. Both applications, both for holiday giving and backpack, are
Hmm.
vetted. And often the sponsors are returning sponsors year after
Hmm.
year. Or if it's donations, they're people, as I said, that continuously donate in the community. And so any of those donations go directly to support the clients.
Wonderful. And do you get a tax receipt if you?
Yes,
Oh,
anything over
super.
$20, you get a tax receipt.
Okay, good to know. So, you have so many buckets. Your day must be so full. And I know you really wanted to talk about a program that is, been impacted since COVID, and that's your senior visiting program. So tell us about that.
Yes, it's our friendly visiting program.
Hmm.
And that program specifically is geared for seniors or older adults or adults even with disabilities that are living in the community that are often are lonely or isolated. They may not have any family or friends. And so during COVID, we had a lot of our volunteers step away.
Hmm.
And a lot of the volunteers step away, obviously, for obvious reasons in that program. And we just have not been able to bring it back up to that level. And so we're heavily recruiting for volunteers that may be interested in the community to go out and spend an hour once a week, every couple of weeks, with a
Hmm.
volunteer who's on our wait list. And so we have quite a number of volunteers waiting to be matched with a volunteer.
Hmm.
So hopefully we will get some more volunteers and we'll be able to support those people that are feeling isolated and lonely.
So, and I like what you and I were talking about with that you don't need a special skill set. You might match
Mm.
someone who wants to maybe do some crocheting or knitting or play a game or just
Yeah,
have a conversation in their home language.
exactly.
So, I feel like that's a wider net of volunteers that you can be looking for, especially, it's maybe a couple of hours a month, so it's not a crazy commitment, but a real feel-good opportunity.
It is. And our volunteers that are in that program, they report back just how wonderful it is and how
Mm-hmm.
they know how much they're valued. And so, and it's a fun time for them. And
Yeah.
they can plan the visits around their own schedule. And so if evenings are best, if weekends are best, they can
Oh,
plan
okay.
that, which is wonderful to have that flexibility in a volunteer program. And so yeah, it's just that they're going out and they're meeting with those people and often having meaningful conversations and
Hmm.
interactions that mean so much to those people that are lonely or isolated.
And how does it work? So they would apply to be a volunteer with you. I would assume there's a vetting process there.
There is, yes, a vetting process. And then we also do some training with our volunteers as well. So there is a training component with
Okay.
also built into that.
So that for, whatever scenarios that they're ready for those. And then for the scheduling of the visits, is that done through Links2Care or are they responsible
No,
for
we
that?
what we do is we just allow the client and
Yeah,
the volunteer to set the schedule, and
nice.
all that we ask them to do is report back to us once those visits have been completed.
Lovely. Lovely. How many seniors do you have on your waiting list that you're hoping to match?
Oh, right now we have about 150.
Oh, wow. Okay, that is a big need.
So
Yeah.
that, yes, so it would be wonderful if we had some interest in the program and are again able to build that back up to what it was prior to COVID.
And what's lovely about that is you could have all ages doing that. You don't need to have a certain profile to volunteer in that area.
Absolutely. The only thing that we do ask is that once a volunteer steps forward, that they try their best to commit to do it for a period of time,
For sure.
because those seniors are building those relationships
That's
and
right.
those relationships so that there is some consistency for the seniors. So they know that their volunteer is going to come once every 2 weeks or once a week. Again, the schedule is flexible, but there's some consistency for the senior.
And they spend an hour or two, I guess, with
Yeah,
their,
usually an
yeah.
hour or two. And what we've have had happen more recently is we actually have some of our volunteers that have taken on seeing two clients.
Mm,
So that's been really helpful to
that's
assist with the
lovely.
wait list.
Okay, well, we are going to make sure that we put your link in the caption so that if people want to learn more about that program, they can. And then, is there another area of need right now that you really want to do a call to action for? So,
I think the next call to action is we actually also run community wellness hubs in some of the supportive housing buildings throughout Halton Hills. And so the call to action would be that those programs are not funded at all.
okay.
And so any sort of programming that happens within the buildings, there's no sort of budget for that. There's no sort of sustainable funding for that. So what we're looking for is either just donations. Seniors are interested in doing things like a paint night,
Mm,
exercise classes,
mhm,
maybe having in a guest speaker, maybe someone that does music. So we're just looking for people in the community that maybe have a special interest or
mhm.
talent that could support some of the programming in our community wellness hubs.
Yeah, so some enrichment programming for sure. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I love that. Well, Lisa, you're a busy lady. I don't even understand how you get all that done. It feels like you've got a lot under your umbrella.
I have a fabulous team, Melanie. That's the key.
That's the key. And a really great community, hopefully
I
that
know. We're
when
very
there's a when
fortunate.
there's a need that they come and meet it for you. So we don't have enough time to talk about all the things that Links to Care does today. So we'll make sure to link back to your website. We'll encourage people to definitely connect with your team to find out ways that they can help. But thanks for joining me
Okay.
today.
Thanks so much, Melanie, for the opportunity. I appreciate it.